20 million of them, it says, live. The latest United Nations report on child poverty finds a staggering 600 million children worldwide with parents living on less than $1 a day. 20 million of them, it says, live in Mexico, although Mexican officials say the true number there is much smaller. CCTV's Martin Markowitz has insight from Mexico City.
A railroad track runs through the shanty town just outside of Mexico City. There's no running water, and the scars of poverty run deep. For people like Norma Jimenez, properly feeding her 3 children is an ongoing struggle.
We're under pressure because our kids ask us for food, and we don't know what to give them because we don't have anything to give. Sometimes we have to look in the garbage because sometimes people throw away food, like cookies and bread, and they give it to us for the kids.
Extreme income inequality across the country means people like Norma continue to live without electricity and proper sewage. Beyond their food needs, many can't even afford to send their children to school. Mexico's health ministry says 1.5 million children under the age of 5 suffer from extreme levels of poverty and face chronic malnutrition. Most affected is the country's indigenous population. According to a new study by the United Nations, that number is actually much higher. They say that over 20 million children live in extreme poverty in Mexico, many of whom receive no help from the government. Norma Jimenez says that despite promises from the government, it has failed to offer her family assistance.
They lie to us about the food that they're supposedly going to give us. They lie to us about bringing us just a little food and that they're going to help us with our children. It's not true.
Save the Children official Anthony Perez says Mexico's long history of corruption and a failure by local and federal governments to implement national social programs contribute to Mexico's widespread poverty.
Basically, the challenge has come from a lack of being able to implement the programs adequately, targeting the different vulnerable groups adequately, and at times also it's just been left at good intentions in legislation where they haven't actually invested through budgeting the programs necessary to reach those most marginalized children, those most deprived children.
Despite these challenges, Mexico says it will continue its efforts to reduce child poverty and meet the development goals set by the United Nations. For now, that means Norma Jimenez and families like hers can do little more than keep waiting. Martin Markowitz, CCTV, Ecatepec, Mexico.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. I am Jesus Serrano, a student at UVM, and today I am going to talk to you about the uses of zero hunger. We live in a very big world where not everyone has the same privilege, and that is noticeable in the streets of some not very well developed countries. You can see these people in this world who do not have food because they are in extreme poverty. You can see these malnourished people without energy from not eating. It is important to value what we have because not all of us have the same privilege. There are many countries with this problem where people do not have to eat. Since this is due because it is due to the economic situation of the countries, but poverty in this country, Mexico, can be noticed a lot in the streets because you can see children in the streets selling things to survive because their parents send them to work because they need another source of income, because in this country the salaries are not good and they need another source of income. In Mexico, the number of people in extreme poverty decreases very little. It was a very minimal change that was not ruled out. The states with the most poverty in Mexico are the southern states. Chiapas begin the states with the highest percentage. The northern states have the least part of the population living in poverty, but how can we help? Well, a good idea will be we have to carry out social programs to reduce this percentage of people with extreme prosperity, and a very idea will be that we need a more comprehensive social protection system. Those who do not have a formal job told me that people who don't have a good formal job, that the government support them with a pension when they retire. Another good idea to promote reducing this number of people in this situation will be supporting education, because in this country you see children selling things on the streets and they don't study. So we have to promote education. Thank you for listening.